Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 3 where we interview Naomi Judge. Hi and welcome to Sister Mixon's Whole Circle podcast where we talk about all the good things in life like health, wellness, fitness and food, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So join your hosts Tracy and Joanne.
Naomi is a naturopath, a clinical nutritionist based in Sydney. She is passionate about helping people with lifestyle and health issues using natural methods and has an advanced diploma in naturopathy, as well as a Bachelor of Health Science focusing on clinical nutrition, neuroscience and reproductive health care. Naomi believes fitness, nutrition and health go hand in hand to create a better well-being and has been featured in Body and Soul, Professional Beauty and the Sunday Telegraph. She is the co-founder of the Breakthrough program, which helps people not only lose weight, but thrive in all aspects of their life. Joe here has had the pleasure of receiving Naomi's professional guidance, and that is why we are so excited to have her on the show today to discuss minerals, in particular zinc and magnesium. So a big welcome to the show, Naomi Judge.
Yay! Welcome!
Do you know what? I'm so excited to be here just to speak to you and see you again and meet your lovely sister.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes. I know. So we've known each other for a little while now, Naomi.
Yeah.
Probably even, it'd probably be about a year and a half since I did Breakthrough.
Pretty sure it's been a while, yeah. Definitely,
I think it was Christmas last year and we're in June. So yeah, absolutely, a year and a half. Power out. That's flown by.
And so much has changed. So much has changed since then.
Oh, I know. I totally agree with you. But we wanted you here today on the show to talk about minerals. And we're going to be honest with you. We don't know a lot about these ourselves. And we figure that if we don't know much about them and we can learn something, then I'm sure a lot of our listeners can as well. So thank you for being here. Thanks for your expert knowledge, and I cannot wait to hear all about it.
Oh, brilliant. No, I can't wait to divulge some juicy information when it comes to minerals.
So,
awesome.
We'll start with zinc. Can you explain exactly what zinc is?
So, zinc, so we're basically made up of, we are stardust. So you've got to think of yourself, that's what we are. We're made up of the periodic table. And zinc is one of the elements on the periodic table. So it's a mineral and it's found in shells. It's found in natural kind of pebbles and things like that. But it's also found in humans and it's found in food. And it's one of the most important minerals for us because it actually has so many different functions in our body that without it's kind of we end up just falling apart. But like all other minerals, it's so essential.
Yeah.
But that's where you'll find it. You know, it's that if you look in the periodic table, it's kind of like quite a dense mineral, which shows just how important it is.
Yeah, right. So if someone was zinc deficient, which I hear a bit about sometimes, you know, you hear about it on the news or on the radio. Sometimes people talk about this zinc deficiency, but how would you actually even know if you were zinc deficient, or what would be some of the signs or symptoms you might have?
Well, it's quite difficult to pinpoint because some people get them confused with other symptoms.
Yeah.
But to start off, you've got simple symptoms. So simple things like recurrent infections, recurrent viral infections, always picking up coughs and colds, that kind of thing. So a low immune system is a big sign. But then there are other signs that can start from when we're very young. So just as from a baby, you know, learning difficulties, not wanting to eat particular foods.
Yeah, right.
Children that are very fussy with foods. They only want one particular colour or one particular type of food. And that can often mean zinc deficiency.
Yeah, wow.
So that's very interesting way it progresses. And then slowly that can progress into some people have learning difficulties, others are fine, and then they get physical symptoms such as stretch marks, you know, like white stretch marks. That can indicate zinc deficiency. not growing properly. So maybe hair not growing properly or not growing in height properly. So those will sort of go throughout the life stages. And then later on, it may turn out things like, weight gain, because zinc is needed for your metabolism, fatigue, dandruff, that kind of thing. I mean, there are so many we could we could talk about them, but I think the most obvious, here's the most common that I see people suffer from: eczema and psoriasis, acne, dandruff, and just getting those just flaky nails. So just nails that are white and a little bit flaky. Yeah. So those would be the top symptoms I see.
My daughter has dandruff, and we've tried the coconut oil and tried lots of things, and I just can't seem to get rid of it. So would that be something that maybe she's zinc deficient?
I mean, I would give it a try. If she has any other symptoms, or if there's anything else going on, or any other dry bits of skin or dryness around the nose, that might be a sign.
I'll hold it down tonight and have a look.
So I would interesting, isn't it?
Have a little look. Inspect her tonight. Have a look at her nails.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And I went to a kinesiologist a few months ago now, and she did a zinc test on me, and it was a little she poured this that just looked like water into a little cup, and she said, put this in your mouth and swirl it around. And so I put it in my mouth, swirled it around, and I just was looking at her, and she goes, "Does it taste awful?" I went, "No, just like water. It doesn't taste like anything." And so she said, "Okay, spit it out." And so I spat it out, and she said, "You are really zinc deficient, because if you were fine, you would have got this awful, awful taste in your mouth."
Wow, yes, the zinc taste test, yes.
Yeah, and so do you need to go to a naturopath or a kinesiologist or someone to get that test, or can you get that at a GP or...
You can actually, that zinc test you can actually buy from pharmacies or health food stores.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's in a liquid. So you can actually buy it. Yes. So you can test yourself. And especially if you've got symptoms, especially if you're a mum or you're pregnant or you've just had a baby, you're probably definitely zinc deficient, because all your zinc will go towards that baby's growth, then breastfeeding. So most likely, and that's why so many women after birth either get, postnatal depression, or they lose their hair, or they have weight problems because they're so deficient in zinc.
Right.
Wow, that's interesting. I lost so much hair after I had my kids.
Yeah.
So, wow, okay.
So you need to get yourself some zinc.
Yeah,
I
have. Yeah, no, I'm on top of it. I've got my zinc.
So on that note,
was my next.
How do we get more zinc into our diet? And can you have too much?
You can. Definitely supplementing, you can have too much. But to get the best out of the diet, I mean, the first thing, what comes to mind is oysters. Just...
Next.
Eat your oysters, When you're having a champagne at the end of the day after you've been recording your podcast, just add some oysters in.
Anything else?
Yeah. What's the next thing?
So the next thing would be pumpkin seeds. So always adding pumpkin seeds to your salad on top of things. So both of those are high in zinc. And then after that, we've got your meat and your fish, which has got zinc in as well. But it is hard. If you're zinc deficient, it is hard to then absorb zinc. So if you're low in zinc, sometimes you have to start off supplementing, get your stores up, and then add in the foods that have the zinc in.
I know that there are some...
So you would suggest to have a supplement?
If you're quite low, definitely, yeah. Just get them up and do a supplement, say, do it for 3 months. Also add in the food, and then after 3 months you can probably stop and just make sure you get those foods in.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Because I have stopped taking them, so I will go back and take them again.
Yeah, I would.
did not do it for 3 months.
Yeah, do 3 months, and just follow the instructions so you don't overdose and go take too much.
Yeah.
Some people, if they take it forever and they take too much, then they can go a little bit overboard.
Yeah. So I know with some things you have to you eat them together. Like, so I think, is it magnesium and calcium or something? Some things work better together. Is zinc one of those with something, like to have it with something else?
Zinc goes really well with B6, but most zinc supplements will have a little bit of B6 in.
Right.
Yeah.
What's a good B6 food?
So B6 you'll get in your grains, your legumes, those kind of foods. Leafy vegetables. Yeah. So you could eat plenty of those. Or if you take a B supplement, you can just take a B supplement with your zinc and to get the added benefit. But those two go well together. A bit like iron and vitamin C, and they go well together.
Okay. And I'm imagining that there's better zinc supplements out there than other brands. So have you got any brands that you would recommend?
Look, different brands do different kind of qualities, and I would just say stay away from any minerals that are in the oxide form, zinc oxide, because our body just doesn't recognize them and can't absorb them. We need a nice phosphate form. Phosphate is the same that's in food. Or we need a nice form which is amino chelate, so it's actually bound to an amino acid and our body recognizes it and absorbs it. So I would just go with those forms. But I love using liquid or powdered forms because they just work so well. I use one. I use one that's a powder. You can get it actually in the pharmacy called Zinc Fix. I just use that for 6 weeks and I just get really good results from that.
Okay.
I'm
heading to the pharmacy today.
And it's good for kids because it's a powder. You can put a little bit in their food or in their smoothie in the morning. So it's good. It's a good sort of add-on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. I'm going to get a zinc tester for Eva, I think.
Yeah. Do it. So do it again, and then do your zinc test again in about 6 weeks and see what's happened. Little experiment.
Yeah, and we'll see if it's got an awful taste. It was so interesting because I honestly could not taste anything but like water.
I'm like this.
She was staring
it tastes
at me.
Horrible.
Yeah, no, she was staring at me and I'm just like going, oh, what are you looking at? Obviously she was waiting for a reaction. And
did you ever have?
And there was no reaction there at all. What was that?
Did you ever have? I always remember when I was younger, when I was about 8 years old, I always remember my grandmother. She just didn't have any sense of smell, and I couldn't understand why. I just thought everyone just thought that was her. But really, when I think about it, it's when people get a bit older, they actually do start to lose their sense of smell, and that's the zinc declining. Get the zinc up, and I bet the smell would come back.
So when I was pregnant, my sense of smell went absolutely crazy. So would I have had like the best zinc ever?
Oh, no, that's estrogen.
Oh, okay. Totally different thing. All right, totally different topic.
That's why.
Horrible.
Can I quickly, sorry, off topic,
Yeah.
but that's why when women take the oral contraceptive pill, their sense of smell changes and so does their way they can pick up pheromones on their partner. A different topic for another time, but yeah.
We'll have to talk about that.
I could talk to
my
you all
sense of
day
smell
long. All day long.
Yeah. It was insane. I could smell
Yeah.
everything.
I remember your sense of smell, Tracy, because I remember you being out in the lounge room and your husband leaving the door open in the bathroom and you made him go back and like through walls and close the bathroom ensuite door because you could smell the scent coming out of the bathroom.
Oh, like the spray, like the...
Yeah. Like I could smell stuff from the garage. It was, I made him take, this is
Are
hilarious.
you just saying that your husband has a problem?
No, I made him take all our herbs and spices out of the kitchen to the garage because I vomited for 5 months. So let me just add that in as well. But the smell was making me vomit. So our kitchen had to get moved to the garage and I could still smell it. I was like, oh my God, I just need to go and live on the moon because this is insane.
Oh, that's terrible. Terrible.
It was horrible.
Pretty common.
But anyway, that is another subject. So that is really interesting on zinc because I'm going to do that zinc test thing.
Yeah, give it a go.
Yes. Yeah, we will for sure. And our next topic is we wanted to talk magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when I was pregnant, I would get the most awful pains in my, well, I would get a lot of cramping, but I would get these awful pains in my knees. And so I got a magnesium cream, and it seemed to help a lot. But again, I don't really know what it did. So I think it would be really interesting to discuss magnesium and I guess talk about the benefits of it and, you know, what it can actually do to your body.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting about the pain in your knees. And it is quite common because, again, magnesium being a mineral, our bodies utilize it. And magnesium in particular, it's actually used for energy. So it's used in the whole citric acid cycle, which is our energy cycle, our sort of battery cycle in the body. And our mitochondria need magnesium. So whenever we think, whenever we move, whatever we do, we're going through magnesium. That's its main function for energy. Magnesium's needed for over 500 processes in the body. You know, each process, tiny processes, but it's constantly needed. And like anything, our body will prioritize. So during pregnancy, after pregnancy, the prioritization is baby, baby, baby. So we get depleted. And what magnesium does, other functions apart from these vital functions, is it actually helps to relax. It's a very alkalizing mineral, and it's a very passive mineral in the sense that it relaxes muscles, it relaxes joints, it relaxes sort of skin tissue. And so that's what you'd find, that pain, that sense of pain is your body actually telling you that that tissue in your knee area is deficient of the magnesium. And so that's why the magnesium would have helped.
So is magnesium and Epsom salts the same thing?
They are. So Epsom salts are magnesium sulfate, which is a form of magnesium which is great for two things. One, in the bath, because you absorb the magnesium into your skin. So it's amazing. You know, you just use the whole thing in the bath, and it's so helpful to relax your body, but you're taking it in then sort of transdermally through the skin. Secondly, it's good because the sulfate is a sulfur form of mineral bound to the magnesium. So it's actually good for detoxing the liver, because our liver needs sulfate to detox. So people use it a little bit to detox. So we don't absorb it when we have it internally. It detoxes us more.
Yeah, right.
So it's just used differently. Whereas magnesium aminochelate is relaxing. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if people are listening to the podcast and going, like we are right now, because it's so interesting.
But and it can be confusing. But then you think, that's why I think Radox have a form of, I think they have some magnesium sulfate in them, Radox bath salts.
Yeah.
And so this is how bath salts were originated, and it kind of really makes sense. I mean, it's so great if you've got kids that can't sleep properly. Just putting some Epsom salts in their bath at night is probably the best thing that you can do for them, because it's just so relaxing.
Yeah.
So does it draw out some toxins?
Yeah, if you put enough in there, there's like an osmotic pull, and it will help to, because it's a salt, it will help to draw out toxins. Some people make baths with like bicarb, magnesium, the Epsom salts, and actual sort of sea salt, and that creates kind of like a liquid that helps to draw toxins out of the skin.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So if you have got a cold, or your children have got a cold or something, then it would be a good idea to do that.
Yeah,
and put it in the bath and try
definitely.
and draw it out.
And what your body does, it will absorb the sulfate from the magnesium, from the Epsom salts, and help the rest of the body detox, help the liver deal with the virus or whatever it is.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. That's really interesting.
Wow. So if you are deficient, if you're deficient in magnesium, what would be some side effects or some, possible?
So the most obvious that everybody knows, I think everybody knows this, the most obvious, and this is why people take magnesium. So people say, I took magnesium because I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Or I took magnesium because I get leg cramps. Those are the two biggest ones. Or twitches, twitches under your eyes.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the two biggest reasons, and signs. But there are lots of others, like menstrual cramps. If you get really bad period pain, magnesium will help with that. Yeah, that's one of the biggest one. And then after that, it's more sort of mood. So if you get anxiety, or if you get low moods, or you lose your temper quickly, magnesium can actually help to calm you down and just relax you. It really does help, especially that anxiety. It's wonderful. Yeah. And then one of the other ones that people don't really know is energy, because magnesium is needed for energy. If you're exhausted all the time, maybe you need a bit of magnesium, and then a little bit of magnesium just boosts your energy. It can work after just a couple of weeks. It doesn't take too long.
Okay. And do you take that in just like a powder form as well, or is that a capsule or something, a tablet? You can do either. Again, the same goes. Just don't get the oxide form. Save the magnesium sulfate for the Epsom salts in the bath. Yep. And so to supplement, you want to do amino chelate form or a citrate form, which is a nice alkalizing form of magnesium. Those are two great forms to do. Yeah, and phosphate as well, because that's the natural form. Okay, I'm writing this down.
And we're happy to put all these notes in the show notes as well for people so we can refer to
definitely.
it later.
Yeah.
And can you have too much magnesium?
You can have too much of anything. And some people, yes, that you can. One of the signs actually taking too much in one day is actually you get diarrhea, because magnesium relaxes the bowel. You can get a bit of diarrhea. So it's good for constipation. But you can have too much. So you just want to go a low dose. You just want to be taking, 300 milligrams a day. If you're in any severe pain or you've spasmed your back, you could go up to about 3 grams through the day. But that's just an acute dosage. You wouldn't want to be taking that every day.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Such amazing advice. Thank you so much. Have you got any other questions, Trace?
No, because I'm sitting here with my mouth open, just taking it all in, going, oh my God.
I know, that's how I feel.
This is so interesting.
But this is why it's good, because, people go to the store, they go to the health food store, they go to their supermarket, they buy something, and it might be completely wrong. It might not work, and they're spending money. So I think knowledge like this is fantastic for people's health, but it also, in the long run, is going to save them money.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
Yeah, I hate wasting money. That's one of my pet hates. So I'm going to to the pharmacy, and I'm getting Zinc Fix, a zinc tester, and everything has to be phosphate form. I'm all over it.
Yes.
I got it. And I'm having an Epsom salt bath tonight.
Nice. I feel like one as well.
Do you think that I guess, we're so attuned to just grab a multivitamin or grab something else that is sort of marketed on the shelf of a chemist. And, really there can be just such a bigger picture.
Yeah, look, I definitely agree. You've got, naming no names, but there are some big companies in Australia that do a lot of marketing, advertising on television. So when people go into stores, they automatically will gravitate towards those multis or what those vitamins will do. And I've had clients that have cupboards just filled with half-used multivitamins, half-used vitamins, this and that. It's a lot of money, and some of them really don't work. But definitely multivitamins. If you've got a healthy diet, you don't necessarily need a multi. But sometimes therapeutically you do need a mineral. I, for example, I'm very healthy. I've got a healthy diet. But through my teenage years, I did a lot that would have depleted my zinc. And unfortunately, I've never actually fully recovered. So it means that I'm always going to have to be topping myself up no matter how good my diet is. Right. And you can also have genetic. If your mother or father was low in a mineral, sometimes that's passed on to you because you wouldn't have got enough maybe in, as a fetus, as a baby. So it's more important to therapeutically get the couple of things you need rather than just go and buy, you know, what you've heard on the television or what you've seen advertised or what you think you should get.
Yeah, so our mum has always been tired, like always tells us how tired she is, always tired. And I guess me and Joe are kind of always tired, but I sort of put it down to we're both mums. Joe's still got young kids. Mine are a bit older now, but I'm super busy, you know, and we're running around. I don't sleep particularly well. I have a husband that snores. That's sometimes his fault, but sometimes it's my fault because as soon as I'm awake, my brain goes like back into action.
Interesting.
And it takes me hours to fall back asleep again. But so I'm actually thinking that some of these things are going to fix that.
For you, I would definitely have a look at doing a little bit of magnesium. I would do it before bed just to give you a restful night's sleep. Yeah, that would help. And then maybe give some to your mum.
Yeah, I'll give her a bucket full.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a better time to take zinc? Because I think my kinesiologist said to do it before I go to bed, but I could be wrong.
Zinc, there's few people have a few different recommendations with zinc. And before bed is fine. If you're taking magnesium, though, I don't know whether I take them both together. So as long as you take it, don't take it on an empty stomach because you will feel sick. Some people have even vomited because it does affect, because of the type of mineral it does affect your stomach. So you need food.
Okay. Is that both zinc and magnesium?
Awesome advice, Naomi. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Oh, magnesium. No, magnesium you don't. Magnesium is fine. You don't need that. You can have that on an empty stomach.
Okay.
But there's 2 times that I like. The 2 best times to take magnesium, if you get that fatigue in the afternoon at work, you know, that fatigue and you want to have a coffee or sugar, have it around 2:00 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Or if you can't sleep, have it before bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good tips. Thank you.
Such
now,
good advice. Well,
yeah, you go, Joe.
yeah, I was just sort of going to wrap it up a little bit because we are nearly out of time, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to Naomi because Tracy and I are feeling very much wowed. I think
moments.
Is the word.
That's great. Do you know, it's just lovely being on here, and I'm just so pleased you guys have got a show up and running.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's very, very
So
exciting.
where can people find
I would
you?
love for you to share with...
So they can find me the usual place on my website, which is www.naomijudge.com, or they can go to my Facebook page, which is Naomi Judge Naturopath, and they can connect with me there, and also just under my name on Instagram or Twitter. Or they can, if they're on my website, they can give me a call and say hi.
Oh, awesome.
I've got a phone number on there.
And you have a clinic in Sydney, Naomi, where you do personal appointments?
That's right. So I do one-on-ones, particularly working with women, hormone balance, thyroid and hormone balance. That's kind of my thing. And I do have some online programs, which is the Breakthrough program that I run, which is launching soon, which launches a couple of times a year.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks once again for being here. We really appreciate it, and we have no doubt that we will probably get you back on the show to talk about some other amazing topic because you are just one whole big bundle full of knowledge.
Oh, thanks, guys. It was so great to be on your show and nice to meet you, Tracy.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, Naomi, and yeah, thanks for all your advice. It's been brilliant. So thanks, guys, for listening. We really hope you enjoyed the show. We certainly learnt lots. And, remember to leave us a review if you loved the show and comment and give us some feedback because we would love to know what you think. So till next week, where we interview Amy Crawford on the rash, which is a bit of a taboo subject, but it's really interesting. So we know you will love that. So please tune in for that. Until next week, take care, everyone. Bye.